shooting they thought occurred at 115 Lincoln Street in Stoughton. They arrived on the scene and determined that there was a male who later was identified as 21-year-old Stephen Irving. They did call EMTs. They didn't respond, but the person is dead of an apparent homicide. In fact, I would say the person's dead from a homicide. Crime scene services at the scene were able to find out that there were several rounds, likely from an automated weapon, high caliber weapon, that was shot through a window. The window itself is obviously been disturbed, penetrated. The person that's deceased was shot in their bed with at least one round fired from that gun. Based on some information we were able to determine from people with knowledge at the scene, Stoughton Police and State Police attached to our office pursued a lead, interviewed a person of interest, and that person of interest continued being questioned at the Stoughton Police Station. That person is now under arrest and will be charged with the murder of Stephen Irving. That person's name is Michael Blanchard of Plain Street, Stoughton, Mass., also 21 years of age. He remains under custody and will be arraigned most likely within the next 24 hours. There was no connection, by the way, as most of you are aware. A couple of weeks ago, there was another homicide in Stoughton. Let me be very clear, there was no information whatsoever that the two homicides were related. In fact, it's unusual. It had been 8 years prior to that there had been a homicide in Stoughton. So this community has been a peaceful one, and it's just an anomaly, in my opinion, that there happened to be two so close together. But there's no connection in that regard. People in the Stoughton community and the people in the neighborhood should be aware that the person of interest has been arrested, is under custody, and there's no reason for them to be fearful. The investigation continues. There's another person of interest that is also being interviewed at this time, and I think that is where we are at this juncture of the case. I don't take any questions that I could answer.
Any idea what the motive was?
Well, we don't usually deal with motive, but one thing that we are investigating is the fact there was a prior charge against the victim just about 3 months ago, somewhere in the vicinity of 3 months ago, for an assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. That assault was the victim of that assault was someone known to the person that's under arrest. Whether that's connected or not, I can't say with certainty at this time. It is something we're pursuing.
Was the victim of that previous case, was that a woman or a man?
It was a woman.
Was it a relative of the person under arrest?
Not to my knowledge.
Not a girlfriend?
I'm not sure the relationship is certain. Any other questions?
Yeah, the victim, was he sleeping when he was shot? Was he lying in the bed, or was he just
He was in his bed. I don't know. He was asleep.
So the suspect
Shot from the outside. The suspect did not enter the house. The suspect shot from the outside of that window.
And this was Stephen Irving, the name of that?
Yes.
21 years old?
21. As far as we know, he's unemployed and was living at 115 Lincoln.
Alone with family, mom, dad, anyone?
There was another party in the bedroom with him at the time.
Is that the person that was interviewed by police and gave some information that led to the suspect? Did they see the suspect outside, or did they just say that they knew that there was friction?
We wouldn't be divulging that at this time. Any other questions?
maybe Chief Murphy, is this victim or suspect known to police?
He is known to police, again, but in this particular case, the
The victim and the party in custody. There's a relationship there that we're investigating. This is not a random act. And again, the investigation's ongoing, so we won't release anything beyond that.
And the second person that's being questioned, are they likely to face charges as well?
It's a person of interest, and the interview's ongoing right now.
But not a suspect. You wouldn't call that person a suspect.
We wouldn't call that person a suspect at this time.
The second person that's in the bedroom, man or woman?
It's a woman.
And Stephen, with PH or V?
PH. Any other questions?
And at this point, do you know the reason for the dispute?
Well, we don't delve into what the motive would be, but we are exploring a charge that was pending against the victim in this case for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon a few months ago. And we're exploring whether or not there's any connection with that.